I am delighted to be here in what is now becoming the annual Travel Media USA Network event, and it's great to see at the event a few minutes ago out in the corridor so many familiar faces from last year. I'm sorry that I can't stay for the free dinner this year. I don't like to miss free dinners, but I've got another event I have to go to. But I have a feeling after that event, if I circled back here, you guys might still be at work, or whatever it is you guys do. Okay. So Vice President Biden was here, and during his trip to Ireland just 3 weeks ago, he really hit the nail on the head when he said that our nations have always had a spark. And that we are linked deeply in many, many ways with memory, imagination, histories, literature, poetry, sadness and joy, and most of all, resilience. Those links between Ireland and the United States now include a two-way trade and investment relationship valued at over $500 billion. Travel and tourism obviously play a very, very important role in that wonderful economic bridge that's been built between our two countries. A bridge that began with impoverished immigrants, like my own grandparents leaving Ireland with 7 children and the equivalent of $20 for a better life in the United States, which now has this two-way trade, both from the United States to Ireland and from Ireland to the United States at $500 billion, which has created hundreds of thousands of jobs on both sides of the Atlantic, and which is the source of great pride and great prosperity for so many people. In the year 2015, the United States welcomed 77.5 million international travelers, nearly 2.5 million people more than the year before, and this represents the 6th consecutive record year for total arrivals in the United States. A lot of this is down to the fact that, as President Obama has said, we've got the best product to sell. But how can Ireland, as a country with a population of 4.6 million people, be ranked as the 20th top market for international visitors to the United States and 9th in Europe? How can Ireland exhibit the highest number of visitors to the U.S. of any country in Europe on a per capita basis and be ranked 3rd in the world, only after Canada and Mexico? How can that happen? I believe that the answer lies in the strong cultural and economic ties that bind us together and that have been binding us together for several hundred years, from the very first Irish immigrants that came to the United States that helped draft our Declaration of Independence 240 years ago, 2 weeks ago. I believe that the answer lies in the fact that on a clear day on Achill Island, Boston is said to be the next parish over. And colloquialisms aside, the United States-Irish relationship is one that is thriving and growing stronger, not only by mutual business interest and shared values and beliefs, but through our curiosity and our love for travel and our sense of adventure. I hope that some of you have by now heard of a program that we launched last year called Creative Minds, which has a goal of widening the circle of those invested in the United States-Irish relationship. We've invited artists and singer-songwriters and animators and technology experts and restaurateurs and hospitality experts and the like, people who are thought leaders in their field to come to Ireland on a volunteer basis and engage with future leaders to share their stories with young Irish with the hopes to foster next generational connections. It is a goal of mine to make sure that the wonderful relationship that I've had a chance to experience my entire life with Ireland, and that I hope you have had a chance to experience with the United States. My goal is to make sure that the next generation of Irish and Americans have that same opportunity to enjoy that same warm, cultural, historic, familial relationship, which has now blossomed into an economic powerhouse between our two countries. So the connections that were made through music and through the visual arts or business not only create bonds, but these bonds are really investments in our future, in the future of the United States, in the future of Ireland, and the future of our relationship together. As future generations experience travel to the United States, whether it's a student embarking on a J-1 visa, an Irish entrepreneur investing in the United States, or just a tourist exploring the diversity that America has to offer, travel will always be part of the fabric of the relationship between the United States and Ireland. This year we are celebrating the centennial of the National Park Service. And for those of you who have had a chance to visit some of our national parks in the United States, you'll understand what I'm going to say here. In a recent visit to Yosemite National Park, President Obama called the national parks America's best idea. I would like to take this opportunity to encourage all of you to capitalize on this opportunity to promote the National Park Service across your regions, not just the ones that are familiar to everyone, but the hidden gems that are scattered throughout the entire United States. No matter what gateway you enter through, the beauty and breadth of our national parks are at your feet. So congratulations to you sponsors this evening. Without your generosity, without your help, without your foresight, we cannot have the dinner that you're about to enjoy. To Brand USA and the Visit USA Committee Ireland, the Delta Airlines, Enjoy Illinois, Hertz, and Las Vegas CBP. And I would like also to congratulate the Dublin Airport Authority on the opening of their new pre-departure lounge area, which has been aptly branded 51st and Green. Very clever title. Must be from the same people who did The Wild Atlantic Way, which I think should get an Emmy or an Oscar or a Pulitzer Prize or a Nobel Prize. That's one of the best marketing tags I've ever heard. And thanks for bringing the two young women. That was an extra treat for the old ambassador. Dublin Airport also has, the first remote automated passport control APC system. The ongoing relationship between Dublin Airport and our Customs and Border Patrol, Border Protection is firmly based on innovation. Through continued improvements, we are striving to drive down the wait times at the airport, even though we are anticipating a record-breaking number of passengers going to the United States this year. Over 1 million passengers were processed through the pre-clearance in 2015, and figures are on track to be even higher this year. And this is a perfect time for me to acknowledge my colleague, Trish Langerway, who is the port director, who is here this evening. Trish, will you stand up so everybody can see? She and her crew do a very, very, very good job of getting all of your clients through the Dublin airport and get them through the pre-clearance, which, as you know, they really like. It's a difficult job. Trish and her colleagues have a difficult job. People, are nervous flying anyway. They're flying overseas and they're nervous about that. They're going through the second security line, and they're worried about that, and they're just worried, period. And her colleagues, it's their job, and they take it seriously and they do it well to make sure that those passengers are treated with respect. They're treated with dignity, and they're treated with dispatch, so that they move through the lines as quickly as they can. It is not it is not an easy job. It requires some difficult decisions to be made on the fly, because they're dealing with the safety, your safety and my safety, and the safety of the United States. But they are good representatives of our country, and I am deeply grateful for what Tish and what her colleagues are doing. So thank you to all of you who work so hard to promote your own destinations. I'd love to hear what the Miami group has got to say about Miami, which is a really great city and a great destination. So keep doing your sales missions because you're leveraging relationships with the tour operators and the travel agents and the tourism providers. And by educating the public on your exciting ventures, you'll continue to succeed here in the Irish marketplace, which is leaning to the United States in the first place. So I also encourage you to reach out to our embassy and commercial services, which are led by Finola Cunningham. And Finola, could you say hi to the folks here? Finola's job at the commercial services branch of our embassy is to help you and to be of assistance to you. So when you think that the U.S. government is getting in the way of what you need to do, you need to let us know. That's not to say that we'll get out of your way, but we certainly won't if you don't tell us about it. Our job really is to make your job easier. We are happiest when thousands and thousands and thousands of wonderful Irish people travel to the United States and see our country. That's the best diplomacy we can ever do. We could build embassies on every corner of every street in Ireland, and we can't do half the job that a good travel agent can do in hooking up Irish travelers with the United States. It's when your clients go to my country and when they see its beauty and hopefully they're treated well by my countrymen. That is the best diplomacy that can possibly happen. So we are happiest when those planes are full. We are happiest when you're turning people down because there aren't enough spaces to go. We are happiest when your clients come back and are bragging on the wonderful service that you've provided, bringing them to my country. So if we're not helping you, we need to know that. So please let us know. So thank you to the Irish travel media. I think that I've said publicly before that I think I have the best job in the United States, being the United States Ambassador to Ireland. If there's a better job, I haven't heard about it. But I think that you travel media people have the second best job. And I know that living out of a suitcase is no picnic lunch, but you're living out of a suitcase in some of the best tourist destinations in the world. And you are the precursor to your clients coming and enjoying the vast array of places that the United States has to offer, whether it's the national parks that I just talked about, or places like clearly Miami, or Las Vegas, or Orlando, or New York City, or my hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. When you're unpacking and packing and moving and jet lagged, you're the explorers for happy clients, and we appreciate the work that you do. So whether you are here this evening to represent the destination or an attraction or a tour operator or an airline or a transportation company, an accommodation provider, or if you're a travel writer, you are the people who help us sell the wonders of the 50 beautiful United States of America to Ireland. And you do it very, very, very well. So to you, Brand USA, and to you, the Visit USA Committee, thank you for being the facilitators, the educators, the communicators, and the promoters that drive the success of Irish travel to the United States. Thank you all for the role that you play in supporting travel and the travel and tourism industry. It is an invaluable service that you provide to the United States, and we greatly appreciate it. I do hope that you enjoy the rest of the evening. I have a feeling that you're going to be at this a long time this evening, not a long time in your careers. I have a feeling that when I finish my next stop and come by, that you all Some of you will be standing. Miami, we're going to do a head count over there. So have a good time. Thank you very much for the wonderful work that you're doing. I hope that you enjoy. Your work. I think I would, and we appreciate all that you do, the pain that you endure, what you have to handle with the travelers when they have their own anxieties. But it's all good in the long run. Thank you very much. Good night. Have a good time.